Welcome back to Newscentre. Now, InterContinental Hotels Group, which currently has over 50 hotels in India, aims to add 400 more in the medium term and eventually reach 1,000 hotels in the long run. The hotel chain's global CEO, Elie Maalouf, says that India is hugely underserved and has fewer international hotels than Manhattan alone. Take a look.
Been here 50 years, but a few things have changed in India over the last 10 years in particular. You've had a lot more infrastructure investment, whether it's in railways, roads, and airports. You've had GDP starting to accelerate from the low single digits to 6 to 8%. You've had more deregulation of aircraft orders really at the top of the world, and an airport network that's the fastest growing in the world. You put all these things together, travel is accelerating, and there aren't enough hotels to support all this travel. And so I think, a couple of years ago, I made a bigger commitment to India. We've added a lot of people into the market. We're bringing new brands. And so we've seen our growth accelerate. We've seen 3 record years in a row of signings of hotels. Not only do we have over 50 open, we have now 80 hotels under development. So it's 130 hotels open and under development, which gives us the confidence that another 5 years, we can be 400 hotels open and under development, which I still think is the beginning of our trajectory here in India.
Tell us about it. You talk about a very aspirational picture as far as India. That's, of course, a big takeaway that you've given us. Over 400 hotels is what, in fact, the India market could look like for you going ahead. Going forward and where things stand right now, you talked about a lot of bullishness in terms of the traveler movement and what that means for the hospitality sector. Going forward, how do you see the India market positioned against some of the other geographies which play a significant role for you?
Look, the nice thing about travel and about our business is these geographies aren't competing with each other. We can be very successful in North America, as we've always been, in Europe, and on the other end in China, where we've been there also 50 years with over 800 hotels open. But we can still be very successful in India. It's not mutually exclusive. You have 1.5 billion people with a middle class that's going to add another 400 million people over the next 15 years. That is vastly underserved in terms of quality hotels, whether it's for business, leisure, religious travel, business travel, weddings, which is a big thing in India. The Indian market today has fewer internationally branded hotel rooms than just Manhattan, one of the 5 boroughs of one city in the US. So it is a lot of potential for a lot of travelers. And so we don't have to take our focus away from other important growth markets for us, which is another 100 countries in the world. We don't have to take our focus away from there to focus even more in India. When I came to India just last year, less than 12 months ago, I was here in March. We had 700 people hired and working for us in our Center of Excellence here in Gurgaon, where I am today. This year, in January, it's already 900. For every hotel we open, we're adding 100 to 300 people, depending on the size of the hotel. So, our ambition is big, but because the market presents a lot of opportunity.
You talk about the opportunities here in the India market. When I talk of India amongst the market matrix for you, what I intended to ask you is there a future where eventually you could see India translate into perhaps your big 3 markets?
I think over time, there's no reason why, with a population of 1.5 billion, and also a young population. Let's keep in mind, there's a demographic dividend that's still to pay off in India over the next 20 to 25 years, with an average age of 26 or 27, while in Europe and the US it's 40 or more. And with all the infrastructure investment, there is no reason why India wouldn't at some point reach 1,000 hotels for ISG. We're going to be 1,000 hotels in China in 2027, early 2027. We're 4,000 hotels in the US in a population that is 1/4, less than 1/4 of India. And so there's no reason why we can't reach 1,000 hotels eventually. We're just setting what I would call a midterm and interim target of 400 hotels open and under development in the next 5 years. And we're well on track to get there.
One trend that has been seen across the consumption story in India has been premiumization, where there's a willingness on part of the Indian consumer to pay a slight margin, to pay a slight premium for a better experience. Is that also true in the hospitality sector? Are you seeing that as well?
Absolutely. I think there are 2 trends that we should focus on. One is people really preferring experiences, all sorts of live experiences. The more they experience virtual, digital, the more they value the real, the live experience. So that's, I'll get to travel in a moment, but that's live sports, that's theater, that's shows. You got Bollywood, of course, being so huge here. That's restaurant, bar, religious travel, and of course, hotels. We are at the heart of live experiences. So that's one trend. The second trend, of course, is premiumization, where people are willing to pay more than a small premium for high quality brands that they trust. When you go to a hotel, you're spending a minimum of one night to a week with yourself, with your family for an important event, be it a business event, a family event, a wedding, an important celebration. You want it to be right. And so you need to have the trust of a quality brand like the 21 brands that IHG has, with our over 80 years of experience and over 50 of experience in India, that gives you the confidence in going there. So yes, people are willing to pay more for quality, willing to pay more for premium, and we're seeing that in India.